Hi, so today we are going to learn about the truth table, sentences and statement. A truth table is device that allow us to analyze and compare compound logic statement and logical. Variable can only have the value of true or false in logical statement. We got 6 connections to find the solution. First, the angle bracket symbol used for grouping terms. Secondly, the title symbol means not. Downwards V means and. Meanwhile, the V letters mean or. The arrow implies if, then. And last but not least, the equal symbol represents equivalence that simplify the word logical for the character being used. Let's move to our main section. For the truth table, let's say P is true and Q is also true. If we put P and Q, the answer is true because there are 2 in both columns. Meanwhile, for the example, let's say P is true, Q is false, or P is false and Q is true. Then the answer is false because they don't have true both columns. And if both P and Q are false and none of them has true in either of the columns, then the answer is false. If not P and Q, then you have to write the opposite of the solution before. If P and Q are true, then not P and Q are false. Other than that, if P implies not P and Q, look at the arrow is pointing. If it is true, no matter what the other side say, the other will be true. But if the arrow is pointing at false, you must look at the other. If the other is true, then the answer is false. If the other is false, then the answer is true.
Alright everyone, our next section is sentences and statements. So for this part, we will have 2 kinds example sentences that we will use. Student take a leave as sentence M and student eat lunch as sentence N. Those symbols will also be used in this section. If the question asks you to express each compound proposition as an English sentence, this is what you have to do. Let's put it this way. If it's not N, you will have to make another sentence of student eat lunch to the opposite meaning, such as student do not eat lunch. If it is M and N, you must combine both sentences students take a leave and student eat lunch. Next, if N implies not M, then it defines if N then not M. So the English sentences version of it is if student eat lunch, then student do not take leave. The other example of if M or not N, you need to change it to student take a leave or student do not eat lunch. The last one before we move on to our question section is if not M implies N or M, just like the previous implies. The question implies mean if then. So the question means if not M then N or M. The English sentence is if student do not take a leave, then student eat lunch or take a leave.
And now, let's practice to see if you can understand what they had thought a minute ago and how they solved it. The first question is to write a truth table for P and Q or not Q. So here we can see that we have to make a few columns for the table. The first one is a column for P, and then we got a Q column. Then we have not Q. Next we have P and Q. And the last one, we will put all those together, making 5 columns. So if the P and Q are as shown, how will we make the other 3 columns? The not Q one is simple, and all you have to do is write the opposite answer of the Q column. If Q is false, then not Q is true. If Q is true, then not Q is false. The next column is P and Q. So the concept of AND is if P is true and Q also is true, you got true in both columns, so P and Q is true. But if you got true in just one column and the other one is false, the answer is false. If you got false in both columns, the answer is also false. The last column is P and Q or not Q. For this column, we need to look at the other 2 columns. the third and fourth columns. So how? Solving it is effortlessly easy. If both of the other columns got false, then the answer is false. But if they have both true or one true and one false, the answer is true, as long as they got true in one of the columns. Just as simple as that.
And now let's move on to the next question, which is the last one. We will try to answer the sentences and statements section for this question. The example given is you got two sentences. J. Lily ate lunch. And K. Lily took a bus to school. And you have to express each compound proposition as an English sentences. For question A, you must change it to the opposite. Lily does not eat lunch. For question B, implies mean if then. So the question is like if not J, then K, which is if Lily does not eat lunch, then Lily took a bus to school. The C question is whether you must combine sentences like Lily ate lunch and Lily took a bus to school. The last question, D, is defined as if not K or J, then not J. So the English sentences is if Lily did not take a bus to school or Lily eat lunch, then Lily does not eat lunch. In sum, this topic is easier than you think. As long as you study and practice every day, you can get it in no time. Every topic is complex. If you need help understanding the question and how to solve it, all you have to do is understand the question and you will get the answer. We hope you know what we taught and use it in your daily exercise given by your teacher and get full marks by the time you get an exam. That's all from us. Thank you and I wish you all good luck.